Coming up on the Q30 Newscast, Quinnipiac's new Vice President and Dean of Students is announced.
And those hoping to get tickets to this year's Wake the Giant Spring concert will have to wait as SPB deals with a technical glitch.
All this and more tonight on the Q30 Newscast.
This is the Q30 News Nightcast.
Good evening, Quinnipiac, and welcome to the Q30 Newscast, sponsored by JOIYA Spa and Salon. I'm Sarah Schreiner.
And I'm Nicole Kessler.
Quinnipiac has a new Vice President and Dean of Students. Monique Drucker joined QU in 1996 as the Assistant Director of Student Activities and has held multiple positions within student affairs.
She will oversee all aspects of student life, including orientation, student organizations, and student health and conduct. Drucker assumed her new role today, April 1st.
Course registration began this week, causing students some stress as they tried to find the perfect schedule. John Small takes a look at the process and how students feel about it.
Prerequisites, closed classes, and panic. WebAdvisor has become the campus's most popular website, and it can only mean one thing: course registration. This is the time of the semester when students plan for the future by making a list, checking it twice, and being prepared to scrap the whole thing once it's their registration time. Students plan their own schedules, juggling their requirements for their majors, electives, and course time slots. Also, to be considered full-time, a student must register for 12 credits, with their tuition covering up to 16 before additional expenses. Add on double majoring, transfer credits, summer courses, manual registration, and even possibilities of graduating early, and early April can truly become stressful. Though every student has to go through the same course registration process, not all share the same experience.
I didn't really have to sift through the different time slots and that sort of thing. It kind of all just came together, which is definitely better than previous years.
Right now, 2 of the classes that I want to register for are closed, so hopefully by tomorrow when I have registration they'll be open.
Being an upperclassman, you're able to get more of the classes that you want. This was actually the first time where I was able to get all the classes without any issues.
I'm concerned that all my favorite classes will be closed and I'll be stuck with 8 AMs.
But students aren't alone in the struggle, as they have advisors, cross-listed courses, and even WebAdvisor's preferred selections option at their disposal. And even with everything going through a student's head, they may just be best to open up their academic evaluation and hope that the odds will ever be in their favor. For Q30 News, I'm John Small.
Quinnipiac's Residence Hall Council held a roommate social Tuesday night to help freshmen and sophomore students find roommates. The event comes as housing selection for undergraduate students comes. Q30 caught up with the Vice President of RHC to see why the event was helpful.
I've seen a lot of roommates get paired together, which is really nice and really nice to see. A lot of good stories come from it, and a lot of people become really good friends. They should definitely be asking about how the other roommates are cleanliness-wise and how they sleep, because I think those are the 2 most important aspects.
Quinnipiac Sustainability Committee hosted its first spring farmers market of the new year today in the Piazza. Vendors were selling a variety of different smoothies, flowers, homemade jams, and fresh baked breads. There's also a cannoli and cupcake truck. The university will host 4 more farmers markets each Wednesday in April from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will also be a special market for the Earth Day celebration on the 17th from 1 to 5 p.m.
There is some information you want to know the next time you go out. Following a recent email, Chief of Public Safety David Barger says to use caution when using the app Uber. A female Quinnipiac student was sexually assaulted a week ago leaving New Haven, according to the Quinnipiac Chronicle. Quinnipiac still does not allow Uber cars on campus. Sexual violence was the topic of conversation at Quinnipiac event Tuesday night. Our Dora Labat was there to find out why participants were learning about it.
Quinnipiac students gathered in the grand courtroom to listen to and learn more about sexual assault. The event was held by WISH, the Women in Support of Humanity group on campus. Take Back the Night began with guest speaker Donna Palma, founder and CEO of Jane Doe No More, a program that aims to support survivors of sexual assault.
Jane Doe No More speaks at these types of events because it is so important for victims to come forward and share their story so that they can begin the healing process and be on their way to becoming a survivor. And it was so inspiring this evening to see so many different women come forward and men and share their stories.
Students shed a few tears as some of their friends shared their stories. Some felt that they learned what others may not know and should be informed.
We need to stand up for each other and fight for each other and just raise awareness for this situation.
I spoke to Katie Abramson about what the process is like for someone who may have been victimized or know a victim on campus.
The process is really different depending on the person and what they're comfortable with, and that's always what we stress for our student body, is really kind of following what they're comfortable with. So our university, we have mandated reporters, and so we have a process to go about investigating things even if the victims don't want to, because we want to make sure we have a safe campus community as much as possible. That being said, there are confidential resources for people on campus, such as counseling services, health center, as well as our chaplain services that are able to really have those in-depth conversations without kind of that reporting structure behind it, but really just seeking whatever resources that they're able to have.
If you or anyone you know has been a victim of sexual assault, stop by the health center on Mount Carmel campus Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or call 203-582-8680. I'm Dora Labat with Q30 News.
Spring concert ticket sales have been postponed due to Monday, April 6th. Sales were originally scheduled for today, April 1st at noon, but they have been postponed due to technical difficulties. The concert will take place on May 1st with singer Jason Derulo headlining. Floor tickets will be sold for $25 and regular seats will be $20.
Still ahead on tonight's Q30 Newscast, QU's medical school receives a ranking from U.S. News and World Report.
And Quinnipiac officials prepare to square off at another meeting with the Hamden Planning and Zoning Commission. Stay with us.
The Q30 Newscast is presented by JOIYA Spa and Salon. For more information, visit www.joyadayspa.com.
Welcome to A Sheer Sensation, North Haven's premier cosmetology service, located at 140 Washington Avenue, minutes from Hamden. We offer an array of services, from basic cuts and colors to lash extensions and formaldehyde-free keratin treatments. We also provide hair chalk and styling for men. When you spend $60, your Q card will get you 10% off. Call us at 203-239-6477 to make your next appointment at A Sheer Sensation.
That was then, this is now. Don't be just a number.
Hello, welcome to Chameleon.
At Chameleon Hair Color Cafe and Spa, it's all about what makes you feel beautiful. Their professional team is dedicated to helping you reach your customized beauty goals from your head to your toes. Chameleon Hair Color Cafe and Spa, where it's all about what makes you feel beautiful.
Okay, so highlights for this week look pretty solid. Men's hockey versus Yale, men's basketball Iona. Got some pretty nice graphics too, some OTSs, full screens.
Yeah, and I was also thinking for a feature idea, we could do something about head coach Graham Pecknell from the men's ice hockey squad with the new year and new players.
Yes, that definitely sounds good. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where's Mike?
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
What are you doing?
What? Freshman.
Quinnipiac University officials are readying themselves to face the Hamden Planning and Zoning Commission in yet another meeting this month.
Hamden officials want Quinnipiac to be mandated to submit the school's 5-year master plan and offer more on-campus housing for students.
The town will hold a public hearing on April 14th to address this new application, along with Quinnipiac's perspective presented by the school's attorney. New tonight, can a New Haven neighborhood avoid the pitfalls of gentrification? Q30 News reporter Elijah Westbrook is here in the studio to explain this new problem.
Thanks, guys. The cost of renting a home has increased throughout the U.S. in recent years, most notably in urban areas like New Haven. I spoke to a couple of New Haven residents and a real estate agent who was warning people of what could happen if more neighborhoods end up gentrifying. As you stroll down this well-populated street in the Elm City section of New Haven, Restaurants, stores, and now tall apartment complexes flood the area. A city once known for its high crime rates is now being known for its diverse population and has become a college town with more than 5 schools in the area, Yale being one of them.
There's been a lot of increased investment into the downtown area, and there's been some winners and some losers as a result of that.
As of 2014, New Haven is ranked as the 36th most dangerous city in America, according to NeighborhoodScout.com. Residents in the area we spoke to say they feel a lot safer compared to years in the past. New Haven's developing downtown neighborhood has made it more costly for residents in the area. According to researchers from Zillow Real Estate, between the year 2000 and 2014, median household incomes rose from 25%, while rents nearly increased by 53%. A 2014 report from Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies found over half of U.S. households paid more than 30% of their income towards rent in 2013. Real estate agent Thomas Demery was only able to speak with Q30 News over the phone. Demery says overall, gentrification does more harm than good.
It could hurt them because they don't see the community where they grew up anymore. It could hurt. It overall hurts them. That means it hurts the community because you lose somebody who's been there forever, who's been there for a long time.
Local establishments like Toad's Place, a venue popular among college students on the weekends, has been in the downtown New Haven area since 1975. The nightclub owner says Yale has a lot to do with the change in the area.
Well, here, Yale, over the last 40 years, bought up a tremendous amount of property. They've just done a lot of work. They actually bought a couple of streets back behind us.
New Haven Mayor Toni Harp says she plans on running for re-election, and one of the biggest tasks she plans on taking on is developing more affordable housing, a plan she expects to see within the next 2 years. Reporting from Studio 125, I'm Elijah Westbrook, Q30 News.
U.S. News and World Report ranks Quinnipiac's Physician Assistant Program 5th in the country. The ranking comes after the ranking organization looked at the best graduate school programs for assistant training in 2016. Interim Dean of the School of Health Sciences, Kimberly Hartman, said the ranking is a distinct honor that represents the achievements of the graduates and faculty members.
A popular roller coaster left riders hanging in midair.
And Indiana's governor has made an important announcement about a new law.
Brenna Oricoli is here with your national news headlines.
Thanks, guys. Indiana Governor Mike Pence is vowing to change a controversial law he recently enacted to make clear it does not discriminate against members of the LGBT community. The Religious Freedom Restoration Act allows businesses owners to choose not to serve customers based on religious views. Those opposed to the law say it allows owners to deny service to LGBT members unless stipulated otherwise. Governor Dannel Malloy signed an executive order Monday to ban Connecticut state-funded travel to Indiana as a form of protest to the law. He tweeted about Indiana's law, saying it turned back the clock on progress. Indiana-based company Angie's List has canceled plans to break ground in Indianapolis for their $40 million expansion because of the law. And many other major companies have followed by halting business in the state until the law is revised. The governor of Arkansas announced today he will not accept a similar law in his state unless it is revised to assure LGBT members are not discriminated against. Businesses across Indiana have started posting stickers in store windows saying they are open for service and do not support the law. One man is dead and another injured after trying to ram through the gates to the National Security Agency headquarters in Maryland Monday. A witness says both men were dressed as women and they tried to break through the guarded entrance. An NSA officer opened fire on the vehicle when the driver refused to stop. Authorities later found cocaine and a weapon inside the car. This is the second security incident this month involving the NSA. And riders at Coney Island were in for the ride of their lives on Sunday. The 88-year-old historic ride Cyclone got stuck on its first run of opening day, but no one was injured. Each passenger had to climb down the tracks after the rise froze. The coaster was closed the rest of the day for repairs. That's all for World News. I'm Brenna Oricoli. Back to the desk.
When we return to the Q30 Newscast, Jenelle Cadigan delivers this week's entertainment news, including a pop star who got roasted on Comedy Central.
And Matt Morris is here to let us know if the spring weather is here to stay. How's it looking, Matt?
Well, I've got really good news. There's a chance that somewhere in Connecticut it may hit 60 degrees tomorrow.
Wow. It's been a long time since we've had that.
It's been long, and we've been waiting for quite a long time. Your full Q30 weather forecast right after this commercial break.
Welcome to JOIYA Spa and Salon in Hamden. Whether you want a new look or the perfect wedding day hair, come to us for complete hair and nail care, cuts, styles, updos, extensions, and beautiful dimensional hair color, as well as manis and pedis, acrylics, gels, and shellac. Treat yourself to a facial, a peel, or microdermabrasion. Relax with a variety of massage techniques, including Swedish and hot stone massage. JOIYA Spa and Salon. Call today.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike's sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken and cheese for just over $4. Giant cheesesteak subs and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. Q-Cash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Looking for debate and analysis of your favorite Quinnipiac sports?
Attacking and pressing. I mean,
Right, and it's not and what they're doing isn't working.
But unfortunately, they couldn't finish the Colgate game, so I think definitely those are the keys that the Bobcats need to watch.
Guys that can take the ball in the latter stages of the second half.
I think those
Even
are
with limited minutes.
In the MAC, they play the run and gun style.
Q30's and QBSN's Bobcat Breakdown brings all that to you and more. Live every Monday night at 8:30, tune in to see analysis of your Bobcats from the week before. Every sport, from every season, it's all right here on Bobcat Breakdown.
Welcome back to the Q30 Newscast. I'm Matt Morris with your full Q30 weather report. As we take a look right here on our weather screen, we can see the temperatures outside. It's 46 in New Haven right now, 42 in the capital city of Hartford. You know, that's pretty consistent with the temperatures today. It was about high 40s, maybe low 50s today. It was a pretty nice day. We had some winds coming off of the Long Island Sound that brought the temperatures along the coastline up higher than the ones inland. But the high pressure above us tonight is what's going to be giving us really cool temperatures tonight. So 48 in New York, 41 in Buffalo. The high pressure is hanging out right here, and it's going to move its way out later tonight. And with it, the warm front that's hanging out over here, bringing 70 in Kansas City, 68 in Chicago, is going to make its way over here. Now it's New England, so it's not going to get as warm as 70, but we have a chance again for 60s later on tomorrow. Regional radar, we've got clear as far as the eye can see. Like I said, the high pressure is really going to keep clear skies above us tonight, which is what's going to cause the temperatures to drop. You know, you're not going to have that cloud cover that keeps the warmth here on Earth. So the low pressure is hanging out up here above the Great Lakes. It's going to move along this way overnight, and with it, the rain's going to dissipate, but the warm weather that's associated with the low pressure system is going to come to us tomorrow. And you can see our highs tomorrow: 54 in New Haven, 59 in Hartford, 57 in Storrs. So kind of opposite of today. Breezes off the sea are going to bring cooler weather at the shoreline and warmer weathers inland. So unfortunately here in Hamden, there's not too hot of a chance that we're going to hit 60, but the temperatures up in inland Connecticut, that's where we have the chance of seeing that 6-0. So tonight's forecast, 30 degrees, clear, winds northwest at 6 miles per hour. And tomorrow, like I said, 57, so we're going to cross our fingers that we're going to make it up another 3 degrees. Not too sure if that's going to happen. Partly cloudy, south-southwest winds, so a nice gentle breeze, and I'd say really the day is looking at like an 8 out of 10. So definitely, you know, your pick of the week, because as the low pressure moves on out, we're going to see more rain over the weekend. Rain Friday and Saturday. Warm temperatures still Friday, which is nice as we all head home for the long weekend. But then the rain will bring the temperatures back down. 47 on Saturday, 52 on Sunday. And then we'll stay with Q30 because we're watching another weather system that'll bring rain in at the beginning of next week. That's all for your full Q30 weather forecast. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Matt. Rapper Jay-Z is launching a new music streaming service, and The Daily Show has a new host.
Plus, one of the world's pop stars is roasted on Comedy Central.
Jenelle Cadigan is here with the newest entertainment news.
Thanks, guys.
Whether you're a believer or not, the Justin Bieber roast, which aired on Comedy Central Monday night, was a must-see. After being criticized for years by the media for racing his fancy cars and egging mansions, Bieber asked to have his own roast as his 21st birthday present. He laughed along while a panel including Kevin Hart, Shaq, Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart, and more insulted him for 2 hours. There was even a surprise appearance by Will Ferrell as his well-known character, Ron Burgundy. The show ended with Bieber getting his revenge on the panel of roasters, and, on a more serious note, apologizing for his past behavior. He said, quote, "The things that I've done really don't define who I am. I am a kind-hearted person who loves people, and through it all, I lost some of my best qualities. For that, I'm sorry," end quote. Jay-Z announced his plans for a new music streaming service called Tidal at a brief news conference in Manhattan on Monday. He recently bought the service for $56 million. Users will be charged $10 per month for standard quality audio and $20 per month for CD quality streaming. Jay-Z said in an interview, the platform is owned by artists and is treating those who care about music with respect. Many are skeptical about the service being successful, as Tidal is competing with Spotify and Pandora, which offer music streaming for free. Jay-Z says he wants music to no longer be free because artists work hard to produce content and should be compensated for their music. Artists have already started promoting Tidal online. And the big question of the week is, Trevor who? Comedy Central announced Monday that 31-year-old South African comedian Trevor Noah will be the new host of The Daily Show. Noah will take comedian Jon Stewart's place later this year after Stewart steps away from the show after 16 years. The problem is that while Noah is popular in South Africa, he's practically unknown in America. Noah first appeared on late-night television in March 2012 on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, and has since made only 3 appearances on The Daily Show. After Comedy Central released that he would succeed Stewart, Noah tweeted, quote, "No one can replace Jon Stewart, but together with the amazing team at The Daily Show, we will continue to make this the best damn news show," end quote. And although Noah has been facing scrutiny over the last 48 hours because of sexist and anti-Semitic tweets that have resurfaced from years ago, Comedy Central is standing by Noah as the best man for the job. Jon Stewart's final night as host has not yet been announced. And that's all I have for entertainment news. I'm Jenelle Cadigan, back to the desk.
After the break, Nick Palma brings us the latest Quinnipiac athletics news. And did men's ice hockey fare in North Dakota?
And our Kenisha McFadden tells the story of a local musician turned business owner. We'll be right back.
Welcome to JOIYA Spa and Salon in Hamden. Whether you want a new look or the perfect wedding day hair, come to us for complete hair and nail care, cuts, styles, updos, extensions, and beautiful dimensional hair color, as well as manis and pedis, acrylics, gels, and shellac. Treat yourself to a facial, a peel, or microdermabrasion. Relax with a variety of massage techniques, including Swedish and hot stone massage. JOIYA Spa and Salon. Call today.
Back to his Hollywood.
This is my mom.
Make it sit here and back.
Q30 Newscast is presented by JOIYA Spa and Salon. For more information, visit www.joyadayspa.com.
It's been a busy week for Quinnipiac athletics as winter sports wind down and spring sports start up.
Nick Palma is here to tell us if men's hockey is still in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks, ladies. First off, there's a lot of breaking news going on this week in Hamden, but we'll start with the men's hockey. Men's hockey traveled to Fargo to face North Dakota in the West Regional semifinals. UND took an early 1-0 lead in the first period when Tucker Pullman scored on a power play goal. Things stayed in North Dakota's favor in the second period when Brand Chiswick threw a puck on net that trickled its way through the pads of Michael Gartig and into the back of the goal. Less than 3 minutes later, the Bobcats went on a 5-on-3 power play, but Troy Stetcher broke a pass up at the blue line and later fed Drake Kajula for a shorthanded goal from the slot. Andrew Tavener scored the lone goal for the Bobcats, too little too late. With less than 2 minutes to go in the game, North Dakota will get the W by the score of 4-1. And recent news today, on the bright side of things, senior co-captain Matthew Pekka signed a contract with the Tampa Bay Lightning today. He will play for the AHL affiliate, the Syracuse Crush, for the remainder of the season. And according to NYC Hoops, Quinnipiac's basketball players Kasim Chandler and AJ Sumbry have been granted a release from the university. Chandler was awarded the starting role in the beginning of the 2014-15 season when transfer Giovanni McLean was deemed ineligible. He would later lose the starting position to freshman Aaron Hunnan, who assumed the role and never looked back. With both players out of the picture, 14 players have now transferred out of QU, dating back to the 2010-11 season. And now for your spring sports recap. Due to weather conditions, both the baseball and softball teams had to travel away in order to play their listed home games. Let's start with baseball. Quinnipiac swept a doubleheader against the reigning Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference champs, Siena, with a pair of 3-2 victories on Monday. Sophomore catcher Matthew Ostreicher came off the bench to hit a walk-off single to right field in the first of 2 games. Then it was first baseman Vincent Guglietti who hit the second home run of his season in the 7th inning of Game 2. That would prove to be the game-winning hit as Justin Thomas picked up his 3rd win from the rubber. Moving on to Bobcats softball, they too got the doubleheader sweep in their first conference matchup against St. Peter's on Saturday. The scores were 13-4 and 12-4 respectively. Quinnipiac's offense combined for 22 hits in the 2 games, and pitcher Hannah Lindsley helped her own cause from the plate in Game 1, driving in 5 runs, 3 which came from a 6th inning home run where she picked up her 2nd win of the season to help snap the Bobcats' 3-game losing streak. Lindsley now leads the team with 17 RBIs and 5 home runs on the year. And just this afternoon, women's lacrosse player Kira Aqua surpassed Sarah Allen as Quinnipiac's all-time leading scorer. The senior's hat-trick performance against Monmouth leaves her with 195 career points, but it would not be enough. The Bobcats fell to the Hawks 11-10, late in the overtime. And here's what she had to say on passing her former teammate on the all-time list. Good things coming on from the QU lacrosse field. We wish Kira and her teammates the best of luck for the rest of the season. But that's all the sports we have for this week. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Nick. A local guitar shop owner is making sure Hamden residents have a place to fulfill their musical needs.
Kenisha McFadden sits down with the owner of Brian's Guitars in Hamden to learn why he started his business.
Hamden shouldn't fret when it comes to their guitar needs. Approaching their 5th year anniversary, Brian's Guitars is open for business. Brian Giampietro has dedicated his life to music.
I started playing guitar in elementary school, played guitar in some bands in high school, and then went to college for music.
Brian's Guitars, a small business that sells high-end, custom, one-of-a-kind guitars all around the world.
I started working at guitar shops pretty much when I got my license in high school, and through college, and then after college I gave it a couple of years and decided to open my own store.
Pushing aside his dream of being in a world-famous rock band, Brian now has a different audience.
Music's always, maybe not a necessity of some people, but for the people who play, it's everything.
For Brian, playing the guitar isn't just a hobby, but a family affair.
One of the first stores I worked at was my uncle's, and it was another high-end kind of thing. He was one of the first to do it, and from there I just always had a passion for higher-end guitars and things.
His passion has fueled the store to success as a small business against larger competitors.
It started out much smaller, but we were busy from day one. I had a lot of customers from some of the old shops that I was at, and a lot of other stores closed, and people needed a place to go, so it was pretty busy.
So while it may be all business for Brian now, he still finds time to do what he's always loved. Kenisha McFadden, Q30 News.
That'll do it for this week's Q30 Newscast.
Stay connected with Q30 throughout the rest of the week by following us on Twitter and liking us on Facebook at Q30 News.
We'll be back next week with the latest Quinnipiac and local news. Have a great Easter weekend.